welcome back to the channel. I'm going to continue on with the Z1000 project for a little bit longer. I'm actually waiting to get have a skylift back, which makes life a lot easier with the Z650, because obviously I still need to get the rear wheel out. I've got no way at the moment of propping it up to actually get something underneath it to lift it up and then try and fit the exhaust, so the skylift is a great help. So as soon as that's back, we're back on the Z650, but I'm going to continue on with the Z1000. We're still in the middle of the engine strip down. As I did with people that have followed me through the Z650 project, as I was actually doing the engine and taking things apart, I was actually getting pieces of card and making holes for the actual bolts that come out and what particular section they were on. So I did have a whole row hanging up with sort of front, middle, back, underneath, etc. So today we're going to crack on. The engine's sitting right in front of me. We're going to crack on with the actual strip down, get as much of it done as we can. If it stretches into two, I'll see how it goes for time. I also want to get on to the cylinder head, start stripping that down, get all the valves out, bag them all up so they're individual, marked as per cylinder. But that's enough chat. Let's get back onto this engine and I'll show you where we're at. Right, so as you left it in the last episode, we've got the cylinder head off, we've got the barrels off. They're actually sitting on the shelf, so I need to make some more space on there, but we'll grab the cylinder head out later on. That'll probably be another episode and we'll strip that down. So as I said, I've actually decided to split the engine, go in and do a complete strip down, clean out. It's probably the easiest and best way to do, as we're doing so much work on it. So next thing I need to come off is the sprocket. I already made a start on it because that bolt was so tightly in there, it was unbelievable. I managed to actually clamp the sprocket to try and get it to move, penetrating fluids. It just wouldn't work. So unfortunately I had to take I actually angle grinded a slot into it, and obviously, well, probably the heat from it actually expanded it, and I actually managed to crack it. Unfortunately wrecked the bolt, but I'll replace that. So it has left the actual clamp and not wanting to lose it. There's actually a washer behind it. And that's the sprocket off. That'll be binned, it's no good. Or I might get creative and make something. So all we need to do now is actually get this inner sprocket cover off. Again, old JIS screws. I have cracked them already. Again, JIS screwdrivers recommended. I actually use the biggest one possible to actually get these out. So you've got one here, another one there, there's one underneath, another one there, one in the corner, there and there, and then this bolt. So in a second I'll set the camera up and we'll get this cover off, and then we can start looking at the bolts of the actual engine. So you've got rear ones 4, top ones 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to remove this as well. And then we've got a load along the front, so we'll take them out individually, use the pieces of card, mark up as we go. I say this can all be cleaned up. We'll get the up there the ultrasonic cleaner out later on. That'll be further down the line when we start doing the clean up. At the moment it's the main strip down. So let's get this cover off. Right, so there's my piece of card. I've roughly just put holes in that line up with the actual bolts or screws, and I can just pop them through. Right, so that's the last one. Let's double check. Oh no, I missed one. There's actually one up under there. Alright, that should be the last one. Didn't see that one up under there. Right, so that's starting to free up. Yep, there it goes. Right, so that's that cover off. Again, that'll have a really good clean down. New seals. We'll have a look at these bearings. Overall, not too bad in there. Right, so as I take things off, leave them on the bench. So I've now got the inner sprocket cover. So the actual screws should line up. So I know exactly where they came from. So I know that the bolt is from there, and then follow it around clockwise. Alright, start working on these back bolts. Right, so at the back here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 10mm. Right, so that's all these 5 are now cracked. Again, I'll get a piece of card. As I take them out, I'll locate them. So working from this side, this is cylinder 1. So that's how I locate these bolts. Alright, so I've got a fresh bit of card, engine top rear. So it'll actually sit that way. So that will be the front. So I'll actually mark that front. So I'll make holes to line up. Right, so that's all in 5 bolts out, all in the card. That one was the long one, which is the one from under here. Right, so I'm now going to move back. We've got bolt here, here and here. I've already taken off the oil sensor unit. Again, all these O-rings will be replaced. So we'll leave that on the bench. So there's no other bolts here. So it is just one, two, three, four, and that one 5. So I'll make 5 holes in the same line as what they are. Again, I'll get these out, crack them in sequence. So I crack one at a time, loosen them off gently, and then put them in the card, and then we can move on to the next set. Right, so that's all in 5 bolts out, and again in the card I've left the retaining clamps for the hose, for the wiring. So that should be all. That side, nothing here. Right, we've got 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 across the front, 2 across this side. So I'll put 2 holes here and here, and then 6 along the front. Right, so that's the 2 out from here. So as I say, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along the front. So again, using the front, I'll make 6 holes. That will be the right way. So we'll start from here and 6 holes across. And that will match up with the 6 bolts across. So let me get them cracked and out and popped in the card. Right, so that's the 6 across the front already done. There's 2 more here. I've just found another one here. So again, I've made holes in the card. So I just need to get these out. That one's now loose. These M1s are 12 mils, the rest are 10s. Yeah, so they go up quite a way. These could be actual crank bolts. In theory, this should be the last bolt from the top. Right, so that's every bolt its position from where it came out. I'll just have one more look around the engine and see if there's any others, just in case.